Hey there everybody, this is Fulmeric for PXKM Productions, and I'm just coming at you with a quick little tutorial video to show you how to use sound fonts that have multiple instruments in Garageband. The reason I'm making this tutorial is because I found videos on how to implement sound fonts into Garageband, but these tutorials were all for single instrument sound fonts. So if you have one that I downloaded, for example, like this one, where you have a bunch of different instruments, like this Mario 64 one I'm using here. If you have one where you're using multiple instruments, there's a specific thing you have to do, and I kind of had to figure this out by myself. So first of all, minimize GarageBand here. This is the newest GarageBand, by the way. I just downloaded it. Version, I don't know. So anyway, so you'll download your sound font and you bring it over here, and it'll be a zip folder. You unzip the folder and you get this is by Pablo's Corner, by the way, this Mario 64 sound font. So you'll have a demo MIDIs, a README, the SF2 file. The SF2 file is the important one. So you take that and you go up here to Go and Network, or not Go and Library. So when you're in Library, you go Audio, Sounds, Banks, and then you plop it in there. So I have a Paper Mario one also. And you might have a problem where the library doesn't show up here under your home folder. So in order to get it to show up, you go up here to View and View Options. It's the second one from the bottom. And it doesn't say it here right now, but there should be a thing that says Show Library, and it'll be unchecked. You just check that little box right there, then it'll show up. So once you have that in there, you come back to GarageBand. You bring up whatever instrument is. Let's take this one as an example, the brass section, and I put the little numbers just so I would know for my own personal use. You go down here and you select AU Instruments, Apple, AU Sampler, and you can pick whichever one you want really, but I'm doing it in stereo. And once you do that, it'll look like this, and you click that. I'm not sure if this box comes up. I forget if it comes up automatically, but you go to this gear icon and import instrument from DLS file. So gear, import instrument, and then you click on whichever one it is. And in the older versions, it's said down here automatically instrument or whatever. In the new one, you have to hit options, and then you just go, like for this one, it has a percussion bank, general, powerful, and then a melodic bank with, you know, a bajillion Brazilian instruments. So you just pick whichever one you want, and of course you hit open instead of cancel like I just did. You can also do it on a drummer track too. You do the exact same thing. Oh, and to get this up, if it's not up already, you click this up over here, which is the smart controls, and that'll bring up this plugins section. But for the drummer, you do the exact same thing, and then as we saw before, you can have it automatically playing a drum track that you can go along to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really that simple, and then GarageBand will freeze and stutter. There's also another way to do it if you only have one instrument. So let's do track, new track. So the ones you want to pick are either this one or this one. You can do it if you have a MIDI converter. There's a little thing you can get where you plug in the cable for your guitar and it'll translate the electrical signals into MIDI notes. I hear it doesn't work very well though, but you could use that too. So in which case you would select, actually I think you'd still select software instrument, but anyway. So software instrument, damn it, create. So let's say you have a single voice, a single instrument MIDI. You go into AU Instruments, Apple, DLS music device, stereo. You know, give it a second. Sometimes GarageBand can be a little slow. But yeah, you come down here and you just select your sound font, and the way you get it to show up in this menu, if it's not showing up, is you come back to that same library folder, except instead you go to plugins, or no, sorry, you go to presets, Apple, DLS music device, and then you plop it in there. So when you do that, in this case, when I do that for the Mario 64 one, it just plays, actually right now it's not playing anything. Oh. It just plays this weird keyboard because that's the first instrument in the melodic instrument section. But if it was just like a harpsichord sound or something, you know, you just downloaded a single sound font, that's what you would use. But yeah, so this is very important to getting this to work correctly. Your own library folder, your home menu folder, library, audio, either sounds or presets, and then, you know, you put it in there. So yeah, put it in, lol. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions or anything, just let me know and I'll try to help you out the best I can. Thank you so much and have a great one. Like, comment, share, favorite, subscribe, all that kind of shit. Bye.